you guys can see that angle. Hi, Lena. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Jamar. Hi, you guys. Ooh, my hands feel so dry. Oh, my goodness. Can you guys see on the YT cam? Sorry, guys. It's like the worst angle. I need a second tripod. Hi, you guys. Welcome in. I did. I hope you did too. I'm not really feeling too good today, you guys, but like we gonna make it through because it's the end of the month. We gotta wrap up budgets. So we're gonna do a how to wrap up your budget today. Did you guys have a good weekend? Ever since Thanksgiving, everything feels so long. It feels so long. All right, hold on. Let me switch this angle in here. All right, guys. We're going to be talking about how to do a budget wrap up for the month, you guys, the reality checking page. So I'm going to walk you guys through the whole process. We're going to talk about how to fill in your expense tracker. I just did a video about this on my YT channel, but this time we're going to actually break it down live, and then we're going to talk about how to do the reality check, you guys. So we're going to do all of that on the live. How to wrap up your budget for the month, and then how to go back and reality check for the month and all that good stuff. So we're gonna get straight into it, guys. I feel so tired. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like my allergies is taking over, but we gonna get through it, okay? So the first thing you want to do, you guys, before you start your new month, of course, is you want to go through and look at your budget, right? How did this budget go? Is there anything you need to change for the month? This is why we go do a whole reality process. So the first thing we're going to do is wrap up our expense tracker. I'm doing an example budget of a budget that I posted on my YT channel so we can complete the full budget so you can see the ins and outs of it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go look at our last expense tracker, right? So we want to see what we spent on our second paycheck. If you're paid bi-weekly, you can do the 2 paycheck method, paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, and break them down into expense trackers, whatever is easier for you. So we're going to go ahead and expense track paycheck number 2. Did an expense track for the month. We just got sloppy with expense tracking. We're going to go ahead and see what we spent on everything, you guys. So the next paycheck falls, we don't get paid this week. The next payday falls on, let's see here. We were paid on the 22nd. Oh, this is the example where I didn't set up the calendar. Hold on, guys. Let me see what the weeks are for the next paycheck. This is the opposite pay period. Lena, this one was inspired by your pay period because I don't have any budgets of the opposite pay period. So the opposite pay period, we were paid on the 22nd. We're paid on a Saturday. Maybe it should have been the 21st. Yeah, the 21st. It should have said the 21st. All right, and then our next payday falls on December 5th. Okay. This is that one pen that has blue ink, isn't it? Oopsie, I accidentally closed my computer. Okay. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and just expense track. And this is that purple pen that accidentally has blue ink in it. It's so weird. Hi, Kay. Happy birthday, Eve. All right, so let's go ahead and update our expense tracker, you guys. So from everything from the 22nd, and we're going to say this is all the way till our next payday, you guys. So we're going to go all the way until December 1st. So we got paid on the 22nd. As soon as we get paid, we go ahead and we spend $600 on rent, you guys, because we split our rent into 2. So we're just going back and we're writing down what we spent for the month. If you didn't do your expense tracker for the entire month, you're going to go back and do it now. You're going to write down the outcome. Was it planned, unplanned, or impulsive? Planned is going to be all our expenses that are used every single month. Hi, Tina. Unplanned are going to be our expenses that are emergencies that may have happened in our budget that we didn't plan for. And then impulsive is going to be anything that wasn't in our budget or goes over our budget. Did you guys have impulsive spends for this? Do you guys have impulsive spends for the holiday season? Hopefully you guys were sticking to your holiday budget, so that way you're good to go in that category. All right, guys, so on the 22nd, as soon as we get paid, go ahead and we put some money towards rent. And then our budget for that paycheck, we go ahead and every time we get paid, we go ahead and spend $40 on groceries. So go ahead and evaluate what you spent, and you're going to write down the category, the amount, and then the outcome of it. Okay. This is going to be a planned outcome. YT fam, can you guys see everything okay? I'm sorry, I keep worrying that you guys aren't going to be able to see good over there. You guys can see? I know you guys can see all up and close my ashy hands. So go ahead and write down our expenses. Groceries. So you're just going back and writing down what you spent on your previous paycheck, you guys. And I think for this example, we actually did cash stuff too. So let's see. I think this one we did the cash stuffing on the, oh, that was a different example. Well, you'll go through and take everything out on there. You said a little blurry. Okay, let me try to angle it a little better. Is that better? Sorry, you guys, I only have one hot tripod. I need to get a second one. I literally need to grab that now. I keep saying that and I just forget because we usually just stick to one platform for live. All right, so we got groceries. We spend $40. Gas, we go ahead and fill up our gas tank as soon as paid as well. So our gas budget for the span of 2 weeks is $43. So it's about $21 per week. So I'm going to go ahead and put gas, and this is going to be a planned expense. And let's say we did this in cash. You can write down if you did cash or card, you guys. On the more updated planners has cash or card on it. For the more updated templates that are out now. All right. So we got gas, and then as soon as we get paid, let's say we went ahead and when's the phone bill due? All right, the next day our utilities come out. That's all we spent that first day. Our utilities are much. They'll come out on the 23rd of each month. So we paid $107 for utilities. And this is going to be utilities. It's going to be a planned expense. Hi, my loves. Welcome in, you guys. We're everybody joining in. We're doing a how to wrap up your budget for the month using your budget planner. And this would be on card too. Okay. Tina, did you have a good Thanksgiving? And then let's say we went and spent some money on eating out today. We spent $15 on eating out. And remember, guys, if it's not in your budget or it goes over the budget, it is impulsive. And if it's unplanned, you'll put it in that category too. If it's planned in your budget, it's not going to be impulsive, okay? So eating out, we did this in cash since we were doing the cash stuffing with this. So we got eating out. And what else do we have set up in this budget? I want to make sure I'm not forgetting nothing. And let's say on the 23rd, we had our subscriptions coming out. It's going to be planned. And it's going to be card or bank account. Now, let's say on the 24th, you did some Xmas shopping. Our budget was $38. Let's say we only spent $1 on shopping. And of course, guys, you want to write down your real budget. Whatever you spent, you want to make sure you're putting it on there. And this was in cash because we had cash stuffed this. So go ahead and do the the cash stuff that we had for this paycheck. I think that would be very beneficial to finish the part 2 so you guys can see everything we would have had in there too. Groceries, gas. Go ahead and put all that in there. Actually, I don't feel like doing that right now. I'm going to have to add everything up and take it away. Guys, I'm not going to do it right now. We'll probably do it towards the end. I'm not going to do it right now. We'll just do it without it for right now. All right, so let's see. We did shopping, which was planned, and then let's say our credit card was due on the 25th. Our credit card is $120, and this is our credit card minimum. This is a planned expense. And of course, we paid that on our card, or it came out of our bill account. All right. So we got credit cards, subscriptions, and then let's say we got to fill up our tank again around this time, you guys. It's been about a week, so let's say 11/27. We got to fill up our gas tank again for $22 is going to gas. It'll be a planned expense, and we did that with cash. And then let's say on the 28th, wait, what day was it? 28th? Was 28th Thanksgiving? Or was it the 27th? Well, shit, maybe you have to get more groceries. Who knows? We're going to put $45 for groceries. This came out of cash. And then the 29th, we went ahead and re-up on personal care stuff. This is going to be planned. And we did this with cash. That's everything we spent this paycheck. All right. Verbatim, you guys, this money should stretch a little bit longer because this will have to go to December 5th. But for this example, I'm only just going to bring November. You won't start your next paycheck cycle until you're paid again. But we're just going to do for this example, show you how to close off your budget and reality check it. All right. Yeah, we're doing purple tonight. We're doing purple. All right. So now what I like to do for your expense tracker, you're going to go ahead and write down the total that you spent for this paycheck. And if you're paid weekly, you'll just break this down into 4 increments. I have a video about this on my YT channel as well. Not spent. So you're going to put your total spent, and then you're going to put how much you actually saved for this paycheck. Let's go ahead and add it up, you guys. Hi, welcome in, my loves. So we're going to go ahead and you can put your bills in here too, you guys. Or you don't have to put your bills. It's up to you. I would add up the full rent because when we do the reality checking page, it's going to be important. So we spent $600 for rent, groceries for $40, gas for $21, utilities for $107, eating out for $15, subscriptions $35, shopping for $30, credit card minimums for $120. Our gas for $22, our groceries for $45, and our personal care for $18. So we spent about $10.53 this paycheck. Hi, Lizzie. They are just purple. Just purple. We're out of the other ones. What's a good savings a week? Amanda, it depends on how you want to set up your budget and how much money you have left over. Literally, even saving $25 weekly is a good start. Even $60 per paycheck or $25 per paycheck is a good start for weekly. We have a weekly breakdown in here that allows you to set up your paychecks each week. As you can see in this example, we're going to be saving $32 for this paycheck. And then our previous paycheck, we saved $161. So it just depends on how your paycheck is spread out. But start small. You can start small, you guys. You don't have to go super crazy. $25 a paycheck is fine to start with until you work your way to the top, okay? So this total, guys, we spent $10.53 on this paycheck. How much did we make for this paycheck? Let's go back and look at our paycheck, you guys, so we can see how much actually goes in our savings. Here's our paycheck breakdown that we're expense tracking. Our goal was to spend $11.18 on this paycheck and put $32 in our savings. We brought $11.50. $11.50 minus $11.18, we're supposed to save $32. So this is what we budgeted, and now in your expense tracker, this is what you actually spent. So if we spent $10, let's minus our income from our expenses, you guys, according to our actual. All right, so $11.50 minus, this is what we brought in, guys. $11.50 is what we brought in. Now let's go back to our expense tracker. We spent the total of $10.53. $11.50 minus $10.53 means we saved $97 this paycheck. Okay. All right, guys, does that make sense? So here's what we actually spent. Actual spent. And then in your section, this is what you plan to spend. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead. That seems off for a second. 10.53, 10.53. How much were we supposed to spend? Why are we off by a little bit? Let's see. 11.18 minus 10.53. We saved $65. We covered everything on there, right? Credit cards. What did we not spend for the additional $65? No, we did gas. This up one more time, you guys. I think the math's off. 600 plus 40 plus 21 plus 107. Was there a bill that I'm missing? Maybe something on the fixed side. Oh, that's what it is. The phone and the Wi-Fi. Sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and do the phone and the Wi-Fi. Oopsie. So let's just say that came out on the 29th, or it comes out on the 30th. So $55. Okay. All right. So 10.53 plus 55. We spent the total of $11.08. Okay, that sounds more like it. All right, I'm just gonna erase this because I hate everything looks messy. So total spent. I'm gonna start tracking my expenses this month and moving forward. It helps so much. It's a very humbling experience, but it helps. I hate it because as a budget coach, my brain automatically does it. Like, I wish I could go and not know how much money I spent in a day, you guys. Like, my brain automatically adds it up. And I was telling my cousin this. I hate it. Like, let's say I'm going out and I have errands to run, right? Go get gas. I'm adding that up in my head. I go grab something from the gas station. I'm adding that up in my head. Like, oh, you guys, it's a blessing and a curse, because to be aware is nice, but it's scary because, like, you can't not think about it whether you want to or not. So once you get used to budgeting, it's going to be that way. And then you start to realize how expensive day-to-day things are. You're like, damn, like, I already spent $100 today. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you start looking at things. So it helps you be aware. So our paycheck we brought in, you guys, was $11.50. So $11.50 minus $11.08. We got $42 in our savings. Okay, so 42 is what we actually were able to save, and here's what we actually the actual spent. All right, does that make sense, you guys? You guys still here with me? So back to our budget. This is our paycheck that we have for the month, or for this week. Paycheck number 2. Here's everything we're supposed to cover with this paycheck. We brought in $11.50. Hi, Letitia. We brought in 11.18 is our total of expenses. We're supposed to save $32. Now let's talk about what we actually spent. We actually spent 11.08, and we were able to save $42. So we saved about $10 due to our shopping being a little bit less, and then our eating out being a bit less. We budgeted more for eating out, and then we budgeted more for shopping, but we didn't wind up spending the full amount. Okay, so $42 would go in our savings. Now we're going to take it a little bit more extreme, you guys. We're going to go ahead and write down what we spent in every single category for the whole entire month. Okay, hi Steph. We're going to write down what we spent for the whole entire month in every single category. And if you guys watched my quarterly reviews, this is why this is important, because now you will know exactly how much money you spent for the whole entire month. So we're going to go ahead and do this. This is for the month of November. Go ahead and highlight this. And this is where you're going to take out your highlighters, you guys. And we're going to go ahead and highlight our expense tracker and add up what we spent in every single category. Hi, Alexis. I don't want to use glitter right now. I'm not in a glitter mood. I want to use my regular highlighters. I don't know. Yeah, like Jaliyah, you're not in a glitter mood today, but I'm not. All right, you guys. So now this is the fun part. We're going to add up everything you spent in every single category, you guys. So you can see how much you spent for the month. So YT fam, grab a highlighter, and we're going to go ahead and highlight everything in our reality checking page. So we're going to go through each category. How much do we spend on housing for the month? And take your highlighter, and you're going to highlight how much you spent for housing for the whole entire month between both paychecks. If you're paid weekly, you'll highlight how much you spent each week or per paycheck. All right, so our first paycheck over here, we spent $600. Our second paycheck, we spent $600. So for rent, we spent a total of $1,200. Okay, we don't have anything for house insurance, and we don't have anything for taxes. So we spent $1,200. Hi, Dream, in our housing category. Okay, there's housing, you guys. So this is a reality. How much did we actually spend for the month in these categories? And you're going to keep going down the line until you finish, you guys. So electricity, for our utilities, we spent $107. I'm going to say that this is with the rent. We don't have cable, and then this is also with the rent. And this is with the rent. And then our internet and phone bill, where is that at in our expense tracker? We spent $55. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add up this category. How much we spent. 107 plus 55. We spent the total of 162 in the utility category. All right. You guys understanding everything look good still? Okay. Now let's go ahead and go to the next category, which is my favorite, the food category. And you can use different color highlighters, you guys, too, for each category. I just like fun with it, so you can switch it up. You can use different highlighters. You can do whatever you want to do. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with our groceries. Hi, Shabria. Welcome in. We're going to go ahead and add up our groceries. For our first paycheck, we spent $55 and $25. 55 plus 25 plus, let's see what we have on our other paycheck side. Plus 40. Plus 45. We spent $165. on groceries. Okay. Now we're going to add up our eating out. How much did we spend for eating out for the month? Remember, guys, everybody's numbers are going to be different depending on how you spend, things of that nature. We're just going to use these two colors. We use purple and blue. So we spent $15 plus 15. We spent about $30 on eating out. Hi, my love. We're usually on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to start saying Eastern times. I feel like mostly everybody knows Eastern time instead of Central time. All right. You can get a customized budget plan, or you can follow along with the YT videos. But I have customized plans available for you guys as well that want to get a personalized budget done. So for food, you guys, for the month, we spent the total of $195. Okay. So we spent $195 in the food category. YT fam, let me raise you guys up just a little bit more. Okay. So credit cards, let's go ahead and add up credit cards and see what we spent on credit cards. We just have one credit card minimum that totals to $120 a month. I love you guys adding up your credit card minimums because it helps see how much you're spending on credit cards and interest each month or per year when you do your, or each quarter or year, whatever. Your credit cards, we spent $120 on credit card minimums. So in our category over here, we're gonna put $120. And then we didn't have an entertainment budget. And then how much did we spend for gas? Let's go ahead and write down how much we spent on gas. Good job, TikTok fam, with the likes. You guys going crazy. So we got gas. Perfect. And then we have $21 for gas in this section. $21. You want to keep going, guys, till everything is highlighted and has a category, so you make sure you're not missing an expense. For gas, we spent the total of $85 for the month. Isn't that purple and blue so cute together? For subscriptions, we spent the total of $35. So you're gonna just go through, guys, and write down everything you spend for the month. We want to know how much we spent. Let's add some blue in here. Subscriptions. All right. And then we got shopping. We spent $67 on shopping. Look at that purple icing. That looks so cute. Let me just say 85 on shopping, or how much I say? No, 67 it was. You can hear it, Lena? You like it? Yeah, it is. It is. I'm trying to play non-copyrighted music for YT since I have YT on. But y'all, they flagged the Christmas one that we did. The Christmas music we had on live. So I don't know what's going on over there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that out because I don't like having a copyright restriction. All right, guys. So for credit cards, we spent $120. Thank you. I'm so glad I have one now. At first, I was like, I don't know if I should have them get me that, but you can separate it, still go in that category. This is for personal spending. I combined the Xmas because in this budget we didn't do personal spending, and the budgeted for Christmas spending. It's like if you go back to this budget for the month, we didn't have a personal spending. We just had Xmas gifts, a budget for Xmas. They're in a grumpy holiday mood. Then we don't have a car payment, so we'll put 0 for that category. For car insurance, we spent the total of $135. We don't have any loans, so $135 in our insurance category. Okay. And we already did write down phone and Wi-Fi. All right. And then the other category that we don't have is just personal care. So in our etc., we're going to go ahead and write down personal care. If you guys have something that's not in a category, you'll just make your own category for it. For personal care, we spent $18 plus $18. We spent $36. Okay. We had no impulsive. Well, we did have impulsive because this first time it was impulsive, but we wind up evening out because we used the leftover money that we had for something else. But we're going to put in here that we did eating out, but adjusted budget. So if it's really not impulsive, you guys, and you were able to move it around, I would still document it just so you can see it. Yep, for personal care, I usually put my gym membership on here, and I have some other things that's separate. So I put it on the etc. category. Just make a category for it. If you don't have a category for it, make a category for it, and that way you have one. All right. So now everything should be completely covered, you guys. So that expense checker should be 100% filled out. Okay, expense checker is 100% filled out. Now we're gonna add it up. So make sure everything has a category, guys. Check your bank statements, check your cash, check your receipts for the whole entire month. You want to document everything because this helps you see where your money has went for the whole entire month. Have you ever been like, I don't know where my money goes? This is how we reduce that. We want to write things down and document it so we can see exactly how much we saved for the entire month. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and add it up. Same to you, Clarissa. And see how much we spent for the total for the month. And then this personal care category was just 36. All right. Housing, we spent $1,200. Utilities, we spent $162. Food, we spent $195. Other variables, we spent $307. Fixed, we spent $135. And then personal care, we spent the total of $36, which brings our expenses for the whole entire month to $2,035. All right. How much of this do we get to put in our savings? We're going to go ahead and take our income. Hi, my love. Love you too. Thank you for your support. We're going to go ahead and take our income, which we brought in $2,300 for the month, you guys. So according to this budget, we brought in $2,300. That's it broken between each paycheck. So now you're going to take this $2,300 And we're going to minus it from 2035. 2,300 minus 35. We have 265 in our savings, according to our expense checker and our reality checking page. Okay, let's go ahead and look and see how much we were supposed to save for this paycheck, or this for the month. I end up saving a little bit more. Did we do the phone and Wi-Fi each week? Yeah, we did. 110, we saved 42. Plus 1192, 982 plus 1108. I might have messed up on the categories. Credit card minimum, subscription, utilities, eating out, shopping. Let's see something really quickly. Instead we spent 2090. 2090 minus 2,300 minus 2090. 210 left over. That sounds more like it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I keep, oh my gosh, you guys, I keep swapping it around. Sorry guys, phone and Wi-Fi was 110 for the month. Your budget coach can't math today, you guys. All right, sorry, I did 55 every 2 weeks, so I only added up from one paycheck. I was like, how do we have extra money left over? I hate when I mess up, but you know what? I like doing this because to see where something may need to be adjusted. So if you mess up any of your math, look at it, you guys, proof check it. All the numbers should align really closely. So that's how I usually snap in, and I'm like, okay, well, what am I missing? So yeah, you'll adjust that. It should actually 110 for the month, you guys. I was looking at just the paycheck breakdown. Phone and Wi-Fi is split between 2 paychecks, so make sure you're adding your stuff up so you're not missing it. That was the one we added right here, and it was the one we had over here. We added 55, 162 plus 55, 217. Let's see here. No, the 217 is the total for utilities altogether. Thank you, guys. She added the 55 plus the 162 is where she got the 217. I think you're thinking I meant one. You think she meant 218. No, that's correct. She meant the full total. Sorry, you guys. So we'll adjust our budget. This 2035 would be plus 55, which will bring us to 2090. Our total of expenses for 2090. That's just how messy budgeting is, though. So your numbers should align. All the numbers should match, and if they don't, redo it, proof check it, and see again. So now we're just going to go ahead and change this. Okay. 2,300 minus 2090. We have 210 left over in our savings. Okay. That's about to drive me insane. A little mistake. You guys see now? Sorry, Miss J. Sorry. 210 in our savings is what we save for the month. There we go. Okay. Well, oh damn well. Oh damn well. Look, you still know what's going on. Hi, Cynthia. All right, you guys, now you can proof check your budget. I hate making any mistake, but you guys, when you're adding up things, you have to look at it multiple times. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. When you're adding up things, guys, the numbers should match everything you've done. So if the numbers are off, Look at it, re-add it up again. Look at the budget, go over it, and take your time. Do not rush when you're wrapping up your budget. Do not rush when you're setting up your budget. Take your time. Make this feel like just you time. I like to say make it like self-care. Yes, I do. The books, I created the books. Make it like self-care type of thing for yourself, right? Like, don't rush through it. Take your time. See where your numbers are going. Don't speed through it. It's when you're doing a budget, whether you're setting up your budget or you're wrapping up your budget, your numbers are going to be the most important thing left over. Like, looking at your numbers, seeing what you're spending, because this goes into what do we spend for the month, what are we bringing in versus what are we spending, all of that stuff. Okay, when you put that in a savings, do you put some extra for yourself in case? No, because the savings is strictly towards your savings or towards paying off debt. For yourself is something you should budget. If you want money to spend for yourself, you should be budgeting that in your paycheck every single month. You should be budgeting that every time you set up your budget. So what we do for this budget for the month of November, our goal is we wanted to get by. That was the goal. Very simple, whatever the case was, right? So here's everything we have for our budget. We were paid bi-weekly $11.50, in $2,300 for the month. Here's all of our bills. Here's all of our expenses. If you want to put something for yourself, you'll put it in this budget for yourself every single month. You're not going to put it in your budget. Your savings is your savings. A lot of times you guys are so worried about a treat yourself. You got to worry about building your savings first and treat yourself within your budget. A budget is not a restriction. A budget doesn't mean you don't get to enjoy things. Budgeting doesn't mean you don't get to have fun. Or whatever the case is, right? All it is we're just giving it a purpose, right? We're giving everything a purpose. So many times you guys are so worried about, well, what's left over? What do I get to have for myself left over? And this wasn't no shade to your comment at all. I just want to address it because a lot of people say this too. We want to focus on what we can do for our savings. If your goal is to, mods, can you guys tag Mary and let her know where she can, thank you, Tina. So we want to see what we have, I know the angle will be better when you get the other stand. We're just talking in the beginning of the live. Yeah, I know. We need another one. So you put that in that position. So I wanted to buy a car. I also calculated to variable. So no, if you want to buy a car, that's when you would do your savings that you have left over, right? That's when you'll put what you have left over at the end of the month. Think about it. We're doing a full monthly overview to talk about everything we spent for the month. And I'll show you how you can direct that towards saving for your car. I think I actually have an envelope that says car. Do I have an envelope that says car? If not, we can make one really quick and I'll show you. You need to see how to make a sinking funds. Your goal is a sinking funds. Let me see if I have a sinking funds set up or if we can make one really quickly. Which one of these have sinking funds in it? That's a month ahead. Where's my sinking funds one? So sinking funds is basically going to be where we, well, we can do it in the budget planner. You don't need it for the cash, but sometimes you guys like to vividly see the cash. I don't have envelopes in there because I ran out of pink. So let me see. I swear I had one that said sinking funds. I guess I didn't make one or I wound up giving it to the budget babes. Let's see. Well, we'll do something different. We'll put it as a car payment one and we'll say that that's for the car. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Let's do the budget breakdown. Cynthia, we still haven't got those pink in yet. They're supposed to get here this week, so I know you're patiently waiting for your envelopes. I promise I didn't forget about it or Shannon. We're still waiting for them to get here. We did put some more checker print binders on the place of business for a pre-order, but that's why those haven't shipped, you guys. We're waiting for the pink envelopes to come in. So yeah, that's what we're doing with that. Okay, we'll talk about this in a second. So give me a second. We're going to talk about how you would save for that car and set up your sinking funds. Let's talk about how much money you have left over, and then we'll break that down. Okay. So what we have here, this is everything we budget for the month, you guys. We brought in $2,300. We plan to spend $2,107. Here's how much we're supposed to have left over. All right. This is our budget that we set for the month. And then this is how much we're supposed to spend each paycheck and save per paycheck. All right. Those are our bills. Here's how much we actually spent, and every single transaction is written down. All right. Every single transaction is written down. how much we spent each paycheck, how much we saved each paycheck, how much we spent each paycheck, how much we saved each paycheck, everything broken down into categories. Here's how much we spent in housing. Here's how much we spent in utilities. Here's how much we spent in food. Here's how much we spent in variables. Here's how much we spent in fixed expenses. Here's how much we spent in our etc. category, which means we spent the total of $20.90. If we brought in $2,300 as our income, we spent $20.90. That means we have $210 left over. So let's go ahead and budget $210 based off of what this budget babe is asking what we would do with the money that's left over. So let's go ahead and take $210. All right, here's 100, here's 200, and then here is 210. So this is how much money we have left over at the end of the month. We didn't have any unplanned expenses. We didn't have anything that took us out of our budget. This is not always going to happen, you guys. Realistically, sometimes things happen that mess up your budget, but sometimes you have months where your budget goes 100% as planned. My budget babe who was asking about the car, are you still in here? I'm about to break this down for you. So we want to take the money that we have left at the end of the month, and we want to use this to save for that car. So saving for a car, what you would go ahead and do is you'll set up a sinking funds. So what is your savings goal for your car? Do you have an amount that you want to save? You're going to write down what your goal is, and then you're going to put how much you're starting with each month. So for this example, I'm just going to put that our goal is to save $1,000, right? So our goal, I'm just going to say $1,000. Of course, a car isn't going to be $1,000, but I'm showing for this example. So we're going to put $1,000 is our savings goal. At the end of the month, we have $210 left over. All right. You said, well explained. I like it. Yay. I'm so glad you do. We make the system easy to follow. We have $210 left over at the end of the month, sticking to our budget. So our starting balance will be $210. Now you're going to write down what you're going to put that $210 towards. So you see how you were asking, well, what do I put my budget for? You'll set up your sinking funds. And this is where you put categories that you're saving for. So let's say you're saving for the car. You'll write down car, and you'll put how much of this $210 you want to put towards the car. For this budget example, we're going to do the month ahead on bills example because I have a bill binder over here. Do I have a bill binder over here? I think this one's bills. Yeah, this one is bills. The pink one, or this white one, has bills in it. So we're going to do a month ahead on bills for this example. Just because I don't have my sinking funds one broken down. So we're going to do a month ahead on bills for this example. We're already to the sinking funds. Yes, girl. But you know what? I've been recording on my YT channel. So you can go back and watch it again on the YT channel. It's going to repost my live. So if you missed the live, guess what? It's not going to be at this angle, though. The angle is a little different. But, hey, the value is still there. So I would definitely go back and watch it. Still a good, helpful video. All right. So here is our month ahead binder. We want to save to get a month ahead on bills. We want to get a month ahead on bills, so we're going to use this for our month ahead. And we have $210 left over, and let's see what our bills are. Stephanie, I prefer to do everything on my bank account, but for my example, for my clients, you can do either or. So I say for all your checks, what you would do is we have a paycheck breakdown in here. You can take out your variables in cash. So this right here is your paycheck breakdown. You can put, this will be all your bills. You can leave that in the bank account, and then you could take this stuff out in cash. I wouldn't take out your full paycheck. Just leave the amount that you need for bills, but this template makes it easier for you to organize what's going to go on your bills versus what's going to go on your spending. And there's so many examples on my channel on how to do that too. All right. So guys, we have $210 left over, and our goal is to get a month ahead on bills. So let's go ahead and write down our bills that we want to get a month ahead on. So we have rent. We have car insurance. We have phone plus Wi-Fi. We have utilities. All right. So if you have $210 left over, you're going to decide what category you're going to put to go a month ahead in. So for us to be a month ahead for rent, we need a total of $1,200 to be a month ahead in rent. For car insurance, we need a total of $135 to be a month ahead. For our phone plus Wi-Fi, we'll need a total of $110 to be a month ahead. And our utilities, we'll need a total of $107 to be a month ahead. Okay? So now this is where you're going to break this down and put it in your envelopes or your high yield. So I have a high yield savings account that I use that allows you to do buckets just like in your budget plan. So you can do that in there, or you can do it in your envelopes. Hi guys, can you tell Nita where she can go? Hi, welcome to the live. I'm gonna have my mods tell you guys because I don't want TikTok to filter me out or give me a restriction. So they're gonna tell you in the comments, my lovely. So we have our rent envelope, our car payment envelope. Well, we don't have car payment, but for this example, our phone bill, our car insurance, and we don't have one for utilities. We need one for utilities, but I ran out of envelopes. So you're gonna put it in here. V, it's in my tree, tree on the one that I use. You can use my sign up code and get extra 50 cents added to your or extra 50% to your 0.50. So I think what's the high yield savings account right now, guys? I think it's 350 to go down to 350 or 385. I don't know. I just automatically have my money transfer in there. Whatever it is, I highly recommend, of course, do your research and see who you're with, but the one that I use, we have buckets and you also get a point extra 50. So if it's at 350, you'll get 4% APR for the first 3 months. And then the other one, but I've been using that one for a couple years now, so I like it. It's just the interest rates are changing every single day, you guys, so it's kind of unpredictable. But to get started in there, it's really nice. My cousin's been doing it, and he's been getting like an extra $60 each month with his high yield savings. It just depends how many you put in there, you guys. So use the high yield savings. They work. Build that interest and all that stuff. Hi, my love. Hi, Tanisha. Welcome in. We're talking about wrapping up your budget for the month, you guys, and putting money in your savings goals that you have for the month. All right, so we have $210 left over. How much of this you guys want to put in each category? So our goal is to get a month ahead on bills. Should we put money towards our car insurance? We have multiple things we can cover if we break this down into two, you guys. We can go ahead and put our phone and Wi-Fi. I know some of you guys' main goal is to get straight ahead on your rent, but you can take it month by month and cover other bills too. If you want to put the full amount towards rent, you can, or you can put it in sections, you guys. So if you have $210 left over, you can write down how you're going to break this down. I'm just going to go ahead and put 110 for sure in that phone and Wi-Fi. So now we'll be a month ahead on the phone and Wi-Fi bill. So we're going to put 110 in here. You can divide it by 4 too. That's something you can do as well. I'm just going to get ahead on all, since we have one to get ahead on, we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to put the rest of the $100. You can put it in the utilities, so that way you'll be a month ahead on 2 bills, your phone and Wi-Fi and your utilities. Or you can add it to something else. I'm going to add it to the car insurance just because I don't have a utility envelope. That one I need to put a sticker on there. So we're just going to put it in the car insurance for now. So what you're going to do for the month is you're going to write down how much you put in here. Okay. So for phone and Wi-Fi in this category, out of the 210, we put 110 in there, which means we're ahead. And in the car insurance, we put $100. Okay, so we're not ahead. We still need $35 to get ahead. All right, does that make sense, you guys? So down how you would spend deal with the money you have left over at the end of the month. So let's go ahead and break down everything we did in our budget planner again for the month, and you'll talk about how much you're actually going to save. All right. How your month went and how you're going to do this again for the next month. Okay, so what you're going to go ahead and do is look at your budget for the month. All right. So here's our monthly income. Here's everything we brought in for the month. We brought in $2,300. We plan to spend $2,107 according to the monthly budget, okay? We plan to spend $2,107 according to the monthly budget. Let me show the YT family too. All right, so YT fam, we brought in, we budgeted to have $2,300 for the month. Our goal was to spend $2,107. Our goal was to save $193. And then here is what we spent each paycheck. So here's our first paycheck of the month. We're bi-weekly every 2 weeks. So here's our first paycheck. And then here is our second paycheck of the month. And that's what we're supposed to save each paycheck, okay? Then here's our bills. Here is our expense tracker, okay? Here's what we spent on the first paycheck. Here's what we spent on the second paycheck. Here's how much we spent, how much went in our savings. Here's how much we spent. This is how much went in our savings, okay? Get the book from JaliyahKreationz.com, you guys, in my bio. And then we did our reality checking page. This is what we wrote down for the whole entire month. I don't know, guys. I wrote super hard on this paper. It shouldn't be like this, but I'm just heavy-handed writer, so I don't know. But anywho, our reality checking page, here's how much we spent in housing. Here's how much we spent in utilities. Here's how much we spent on food. Here's how much we spent on variables. Here's how much we spent in fix. Here's how much we spent in the etc. category, which means we spent the total of $20.90 for the whole entire month. All right. If we brought in $300, $20.90 went out. That gives us $210 left over for the month. Now we took that $210 and we used it to put money for our bills to get ahead. Okay, so we put 100 of this towards car insurance, and then we put 110 towards phone and Wi-Fi. That is what we did with the full $210. Does that make sense, you guys? Do you see how you use your full budget planner for the month to organize your budget? You told every penny got a purpose down to the savings for the end of the month. Does that make sense? Were you guys following? So now after you do that, you're going to go ahead and wrap up your budget for the month by using your monthly reflection page. In your reflection page, you're going to go ahead and write down how you did for the month. All right, this is for the month of November. Did you reach your budget goal? What was our budget goal? Our budget goal was to get by and build our savings. So we're going to say yes. Okay. So yes, we did reach our saving goals. Now, what were some obstacles that we faced this month? If you looked at your expense tracker when we were doing this budget, some obstacles that we faced, we didn't have a budget for the month. Right here, we had eating out was impulsive. So what we did when we got to our second paycheck, we created an eating out budget so that didn't happen again. If you go back and look at your budget, we didn't have an eating out budget. So that was an obstacle we faced. We're going to say eating out. Okay. Did we have any unplanned expenses? This is when you go in your expense tracker and remember those categories that we had: planned, unplanned, impulsive. Do we have any unplanned expenses at all this month? This is going to be any emergencies that came up in your budget. If you had an unplanned expense, that will mess your budget up, right? So we're going to say, no, we didn't have any unplanned expenses. Did any of you guys have unplanned expenses this month? They happen. Document them. So when your budget doesn't go as planned, you'll know why it doesn't go as planned. Did any of you guys have any unplanned expenses this month? What was your biggest accomplishment this month? Our biggest accomplishment, according to our budget, we were able to save. Let's put I was able to save a month ahead. Did you guys have any unplanned expenses this month, budget babes? I was able to save a month ahead on our phone bill. Okay. And make sure you're documenting what those unplanned expenses were. All right. And what's one major goal that you have for next month? I have a forgotten unplanned expense for December. Don't forget to document. What's one major goal that you have for next month? To save a month ahead on car insurance. Oh, that's so good, Letitia. I'm proud of you. I had to screenshot that. That's a good. Make sure you write that in your reflection. All right, you guys, and that's how you complete your whole thing for the month. If you are putting money towards debt, you'll use your debt tracker to organize that. But that is our whole entire month. That is how you wrap up your budget. I didn't put the calendar for this one, but yeah. You'll go ahead and set up your budget and do that process. Simple, easy, and then now you're able to set up your budget going into December. One of the most hardest months to focus on, you guys. Oh, I feel dehydrated. I need some water. So yeah, that's as simple as it is. Quick question, can your cash surplus for weekly expenses total what goes into the monthly set? Hold on, let me grab some water, you guys. I don't know why. I think it's because I have my heat on. I've been so thirsty. Like, I feel like so thirsty every time I'm on live. Let me drink some water really quick and then I'll answer the questions. Hold on. Okay, I need some water. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I be feeling so parched while I'm on live. Maybe it's because I'm doing a lot of talking. Quick question. Your cash surplus for biweekly expenses should total what goes into the month savings. Correct. Yeah. So it should total what goes into the month savings. If it doesn't, document what happens unless you have more income that comes in. And keep in mind that this could be different depending on how much money you actually spent for the month. So this is the full total with each paycheck that gives you your end of the month. The only difference is we reality checked it, compared it from each paychecks. So, Lena, we did our biweekly paycheck number 1 and our biweekly paycheck number 2, and we documented what would go in savings and how much we spent from each paycheck, if that makes sense. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so much better. It's probably that creatine dehydrating me too. But yeah, that is how you would set that up, and then you'll decide what you want to do with the money left over. And if your money is not the same left over as what you budgeted for, go back and look at your budget. Are you spending more in one category than you think you are? Are you budgeting you budgeting for groceries and how much you actually spending for groceries. According to this budget, we budgeted 170 and we spent 165. This is good because it can help you grab your trends that you may not know that you're doing unintentionally. If you're budgeting $300 a month, you're spending $500 a month, you're not documenting that, and you're wondering why your budget isn't working, is because you're either underquoting or you're overquoting. It's a whole system that you follow when it comes to budgeting to see results in your finances. This is why I say a full budget planner, and if you use the sheets correctly and in order, you will see results. So many people set up a budget, but people aren't closing out their budget. They're not comparing the budget to the numbers that they set. Everything should make sense if you're following the templates 100% correctly. You set up your budget for the month. You do your paycheck. You set up your monthly overview. That's where we do the monthly budget. Then you go through and do your paycheck breakdown. Okay, here's what I plan to spend each paycheck. And you don't even have to set up your paycheck for the whole entire month. You can set up your paycheck during the pay period that it is. I say do it for the month just so you can have like a goal for each paycheck. Depending on how your bills are split, you might have to do it that way, right? So here's your paycheck down. So here's how much we plan to spend for the paycheck. Here's how much we plan to spend in our savings. Boom, boom, boom. This is the easiest budget planner to use. It doesn't have all those extra things. It doesn't have all those savings challenges in there. It doesn't have all those different things because that can be done out of your budget. My goal is for you to have a standard budget. If you don't know how to standardly budget, nothing we're going to do is going to work. So many of you guys want to go strictly to savings challenges. You need to have a budget system first. When you have a budget, then you can take the money you have left over to put into those challenges. You can move things around. You can adjust your money. That's why we do the full standard budget first. As you can see, according to this budget, we had $210 left over. That's where we decided to put. If you want to put that money in different categories, that is totally up to you, but you need a standard budget. You need to know what's coming in for the month. Here's everything we plan to spend for the month. Then you have your calendar to write down all your paychecks in there. There's a standard there. Then you have your paycheck breakdown. What am I spending on each paycheck? How do you know where your money is going if you get paid and you have no idea? You don't write down bills. You don't plan what you're going to spend for groceries. You're just going with vibes. You're just going with vibes for the month. You stop doing that. Stop with vibes for the month. Your paycheck should have a purpose. And the good thing about this, the paycheck breakdown, it is a zero-based budget, you guys. So every penny has a purpose. You bring in $11.50. This is how much is going to bills. This is how much is going, and this is how much is going to savings. A lot of times you guys think when you put something towards savings that this is extra money to spend again. No, this is your savings. Anything you have is in your budgets for your variables. If you want to spend something for yourself, budget it. If you want to get your nails done, budget it. You want to get your hair done this paycheck, budget it. Budgeting does not have this bad thing around it. It's literally telling your money where it goes. Everybody should have a budget. There's nothing wrong with knowing where your money goes. Even billionaires, millionaires, I would say they have to have a budget to keep up their lifestyle, right? They need to know where money's going. I'm not going to say billionaires because, you know, that's a little crazy. A billion is a lot of money. But millionaires even have budgets. You need to know where your money's going or you're going to run out of it, right? Or you're going to have a purpose for it. And that's where you just you're going to do with the extra money. It's better to do a budget for the month if I get paid bi-weekly. I want you to do both. Tanisha, I want you to do both. So if you're paid, this is a bi-weekly example. We still do a monthly budget on here as well. And the reason why I still recommend a monthly, hold on, my camera got stuck for a second. All right, so the reason why, even if you're paid bi-weekly, I still recommend a monthly budget is so you can see your overview for the month, okay? So this is a bi-weekly example. It's bi-weekly. Here's all of our bills we're going to cover for the month. Here's how much we're going to spend on our variables. This is our total of expenses. This is how much is supposed to go in our savings. This is nice to see the overview, right? You want to know exactly your source of what's coming in and then your goal. Whatever your goal is, we'll put it on here. I also want you to do a paycheck breakdown if you're paid bi-weekly so you can see exactly how much you're going to spend for each paycheck. It's very important to do a bi-weekly income or a bi-weekly budget. You can do both. You don't have to only do one. I recommend doing both. Anytime I do a customized plan for someone and they're paid bi-weekly, we do the monthly budget and we do the paycheck breakdown. It's good to see an overview, what we plan, and then the paycheck. Sometimes the monthly budget is overwhelming because this is everything you have planned for the month, but it's not sectioned just to your paychecks. What about the money if it's not a stable one, like a barber? So if you don't have a stable income, I have have a full YT video that's based on how to do that if your income isn't fixed. But what you're going to do is you're going to put an estimate of what you're bringing in. So whether you're a service provider, whether you're a business owner, you're going to write down an average for what you should spend. I highly recommend that you check out my YT video. I have a video that says how to get a month ahead without a fixed income, and it's my favorite video I probably dropped. That shows you if you're at how you can save to be a month ahead. For all my people that don't have a steady income, I always try to get you guys a month ahead. It's the best thing because that way, if your income fluctuates, you still have money for those bills. So my people that have a non-fixed income, you will set up a weekly budget. What I want you to do is write down how much your bills total to each week, and you're going to make sure you cover your bills first and then do your variables as you can adjust it. Does that make sense? Rosanna, I highly recommend watching my YT video because I break it down and I explain it and I have a full like template and I go into detail. Watch that video, and I have a playlist for every single financial situation, guys. There's a playlist for non-fixed. There's a playlist for bi-weekly paychecks. So many different things. So don't feel like you don't have a scenario. And then on my website, I have a budget quiz. Every time you guys take those quizzes, you get an email that follows up with you that shows you how to budget based off what your quiz results were. So if you do take that quiz, actually take time to make sure I email you guys a video that will help you, and it will match with the budget planner that you were matched with. So if you're trying to decide, all the budget planners except for the Budget Bro has a different template. We recently just got sold out of our last 2 Budget Bros. The calendar is a little bit smaller, but they all have paycheck breakdowns in there. Every template is the same. The only difference is the colors, you guys. So when you are getting the budget planners, mostly everything is the same. So it's just a different color based off the preference that you like compared to another color. Some people don't like pink, that's why we have purple. Some people don't like purple, that's why we have pink. Some people don't like pink or purple, so that's why we have yellow. So there's different color options just based off the colors you want and whatever makes your budget for you fun. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why I'm so parched. You guys get parched when you have, I think it's literally my heat drying me out in here. But it's been so cold outside that I literally just want to be like warm all day, you guys. It is so cold. Kendra, I've been freezing. I literally was so cold. I'm like, King, hurry up. I'm like, King, hurry up. Oh, yo, you guys, you be taking forever. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't have fur like you. I am freezing. I have to pull out the Ugg boots. I know all my up north budget babes, y'all like, Jaliyah, it's not even cold. All my Minnesota people will be making fun of me right now because I'm shivering in 30-degree weather. Like, all of y'all got negative degrees up there, and I'm literally crying like I'm not from up north. But I don't care. I am cold. I like to be warm. I like to be warm. I was freezing here. Girl, who you telling? I literally am freezing. I'm like shivering in my boots. I had to bring out the Ugg boots. You know how serious it is when the Ugg boots come out? I'm serious business when I bring out them Uggs. And it's just seasonal depression here too. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's cold, it's dark. Like, I feel like I have to do everything before 4 o'clock, and it just feels weird. Like, I have my whole day before 4 o'clock, you guys. Like, I'm like rushing to do everything because I don't want to miss out on the sun. I feel like the minute the sun goes down, it's time to get in the house. It's time to get into bed. Like, I cannot do this, you guys. I need the sun to be out just a little longer. So my goal to fix that was just to wake up super early so I get more sunlight, you guys. I'm not trying to let the seasonal depression get to me at all. I am not trying to let it get to me. You said I'm always cold. I don't care, girl. Literally, me too. I'm always cold. I'm literally always cold. I be running to turn my heat on. Like, the temperature drops. Look, the heat is coming on. I'm gonna always make sure I got money in my budget for that high electricity bill so I can be warm. I don't want to be uncomfortable, okay? That's one thing I'm always budget for. Did you guys get your budget planners? Are you guys set up for December? Did you guys set up your budget for December? This is the time where most people mess up their budget, so you need to make sure you're setting it up. All y'all that's abandoning your cart on the website, come back and get your budget planner. What you missing out on getting your budget planner for? Don't abandon your cart, you guys. You need your budget planner. Angelica, why are you playing on the website? I see you added something to your cart. Get your budget planners, you guys. It's gonna work. You can use the code YTFAM for 15% off while we're on live, you guys. But I'm gonna shout out that code because I have the YT budget babes on here. Don't be abandoning your cart. Go back and grab it. Go back and grab it. That's crazy you say that, Yolanda. Princess just said she was shoveling out she was shoveling her driveway, and I said, yeah, don't miss those days. Don't miss having to shovel. Mm-mm. Let me take my little 30 degrees and be grateful. Take my little 30 degrees and be grateful. But yeah, guys, get your budget planner. It works. It's phenomenal. It makes everything easier. You have video guides, and then you have a whole budget coach that posts 20 million. Lena, you talk about being cold. Look, I took off my little hoodie. I'm about to put my hoodie back on. I got my pajama pants on. I got my hoodie. I got my little water over here. Cozy and warm, okay? Cozy and warm. I'm in the live though, you guys. I know it's fairly early, but I wanted to do the wrap up, but I also need to make some content, and I need to make some adjustments for my budget coming up for December as well. So I'm about to do that stuff now. But yeah, take the time, set up your budget, look at it, look at the numbers. Okay, I won't brag about how nice the weather is here. Look, that gives us something to look forward to. That gives us something to look forward to. I can only think about it being warm over there. Yeah, it's cold. It is so freaking cold. I'm just like, but I was ready for sweater weather because in Texas it's just so hot all the time. So it's either super hot or it's super cold. It's like no in between. If it is but in between, it's just for a little bit. But I'm ready for sweater weather because baby, when I tell you, I just wish we had more light. That's literally all. Because as soon as it gets dark early, I swear, I feel like my whole day just passed me by. You can be so productive for the whole entire day, and then it's pitch black outside. It just makes you feel like, oh my gosh, the day is over. Like, once 4 o'clock hits, I don't want to do anything anymore because it's dark outside. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that for us. I don't like that. So, it's just not for me. But yeah, you guys, set it up, get ready for December. Set up your budget for December. We're to that point where we're at like one of the hardest months of the year when it comes to budgeting because you have so many different things going on, so many things you want to buy. Just budget it, put it in your budget. If there's things you want for this month, put it in your budget. Break it down, set up the templates, get organized, figure it out so you'll be all prepared to go for the month. And that way you won't feel restricted. Don't get restricted. It's not a restriction. Set up your budget. Stick to your templates. Do your expense tracker. Break down your expense tracker. And make sure you're staying consistent. That's all I can say. Stay consistent even when it's hard. Right now is one of the harder months, the harder season. So it's just about staying consistent, setting up the goal that you have for yourself, sticking to it. And then that way you can go into January with a clean slate. You do not have to wait till January to start your budget journey. That is a myth that a lot of people think. If you start the new year, everything's going to be perfect. No, do not wait until the new year to start your budget journey. Start now so when the new year comes, you're already conditioned and you already have that system going for yourself. Also, we're going to read the affirmations, you guys, before we end the live. We always do our budget affirmations before we end the live here. I'm wealthy. My hard work pays off. My income is stable. I have more than enough. I'm grateful for my financial success. I'm financially free. My income does not define me. I spend money wisely. I make the most of every dollar. My income potential has. I deserve the money I earn. I release all my fears about money. I'm in control of my finances. My debt does not control me. All right, guys, and make sure you book your December 101 or customized plans. If you need help getting your budget set up and you have no idea what you're doing and you want to have an idea of what you're doing, I will set up your budget for you. So make sure you guys are investing into that if that is something you need for your finances. Okay, you guys, I'm calling it a night, my loves. Thank you guys for joining the live and watching Budget Talk. Make sure you do your budget wrap up and your expense tracker. Clean it up. I don't care if you made a mess this month. Look at it, touch it, look at it, see it, feel it. It helps you when you're documenting and it helps you when you're moving forward. Having those uncomfortable conversations with your finances is what helps you grow, you guys. So make sure you do that. Take the time to do it. And I'll see you guys on my next live stream. Today is Sunday, so I'll see you guys again on Tuesday, my loves. Have a great night. I'll see you guys later. Bye, you guys.